You know?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you...
When he met him through his travels and he talked the bear down.
I'm friends of your cousin.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that is the case, because then we saw a bear the next day. And I know what you're thinking, assholes that are outdoorsmen, people that are listening to this as they're traveling. Yes, we may have left, a wine cup out. I know. I don't know for certain, but we didn't leave food out. There's bear boxes, But we cooked, I don't know. I don't know what we did, but we had bears around us all fucking weekend. And it was fucking hilarious. The second one had a mullet. Kind of looks like Mo Vaughn, or like the Wild Thing from Major League, his haircut, with the zigzags.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked like a scrawny little bear, but he was rummaging through a bunch of campsites. So he wasn't just ours. But the first one apparently made friends with Jerry. The second one, I put Jerry in the car when we saw him coming.
Okay, and also when you mentioned the bus, like where the people get off, take pictures, get back on, it just made me think of like when I was walking around New York, because that's the best way to get to know the city, is just walking around. But seeing those bus tours, like I don't fucking understand why you would jump.
These aren't double deckers. Double deckers they would suffice better for what you're trying to do out there. But one thing that's a problem with that is it's butt fucking cold in Wyoming, like 7 months of the year. So like and you have to traverse, like it's a trek to get in there.
No, I get it, but it's just like, I don't know.
I mean, they make sense, I guess, because you can sleep on these buses, so they travel maybe through national parks and you wake up in another one. But I mean, there were bushels of them, but luckily they're not like camping with you. These are just people you see during the day, and it's just nuts. Like to get into the parking centers, all of the parking lots are full. All the sidewalk or like the side paved areas right next to where the parking lots are all full, all the way out to the main road where cars are parking there. And then there's fuck tons of nature for you to like access, but you have to go through these like areas. And so it's like Disney World, like Magic Kingdom at 8 a.m. It's nuts.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. Like, not the Disney World at 8 a.m. thing, but I will go to the Teats.
Yeah, the Teats are solid.
Well, did you guys like venture into the city? I mean, you guys were out there.
We did the town.
Town?
Yeah, we did town. We grabbed some pizza at Hand Fire Pizza, the place it's the old movie theater. I can't remember I think that's what it's called, Hand Fire. And then we hit up the Pearl Street Market. It's like a deli market. You just grab sandwiches before you hike. And then we did, so this is a fun fact that I did not know because I was a first timer in the Teats. There are no hikes up there for dogs because they try to keep that land like in restored, they want to keep it as pristine as they can for having so many fucks like myself walking through there.
Right.
That's a big bitch because then we had to leave the national park to go find places to hike with Jerry.
And if there's so many people going all the time, that'd be a lot of
that's a lot
fecal matter.
Yeah, and so there are hikes for dogs that are closer to Jackson Hole. So we just did that. We'd go into town, grab a bite, use the internet, found out Kauai, went to the Clippers, saw that the ladies soccer team had won, which is we missed all of that, but we kind of saw it after the fact. So that was cool. Yeah, Jackson's always neat. It was popping off as well just because July 4th weekend. I think everywhere in the mountains is popping off. So I'm not going to say that it's always like that, but it was. Fun other fact, the mosquitoes are about the size of my goddamn foot.
Oh, yeah, that was wild. I didn't expect that. Dude, I thought we left that fucking land.
Dude, it was so bad. I thought we were like in Jumanji. We went to go fly fish on this little creek, river, bend, like run off from the dam or run off from the lake or whatever. And so we park, and I swear to God, they just flock to you. They were like, you could feel them everywhere. And so we all put on layers. Like I sprayed Jerry down with off because they were all over him. I put him in the car, but every time you open the door, 100 would get in.
Oh, I bet it was fucking gnarly.
It was
Jerry.
So bad. So me and another buddy sat in the car while one of our other friends was adamant about fishing. And so we sat there with the air conditioner on and we just swatted bugs off our legs for 30, 40 minutes just waiting on him to finish. And I mean, when he got out, they were just on the outside of your clothes trying to get in through the clothes. I've never seen anything like it. And I mean, I've lived in some deep south rural locations at times. I've never fucking seen anything like it. It was the grossest thing ever. That's why I could never be on Survivor, by the way. The bugs would kill me. Or the Bear Grylls are like naked and afraid. I'm already afraid when I'm naked. So why would I ever
I wouldn't want to really be out in nature just butt-ass naked.
I mean, there wasn't enough clothes to protect us from mosquitoes. So I would warn folks to wear netting when they want to go fly
Were
fish.
they aggressive mosquitoes? Did they bite? Or
Yeah,
were
they were.
just...
Yeah. We weren't sure if we had poison ivy or if they were mosquito bites afterwards because we had so many of them in like isolated, like concentrated areas. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty bad. But besides that, the teats are great. The water felt great. Hit a bunch of different lakes, slept in a couple different locations, saw some wildlife, got some exercise, and did not smoke any flower or marijuana at all because it's, you don't want to tread on like Wyoming territory. They could be a little bit more conservative, and with the national forest. Shut up, dog. We're recording.
I also hear that bears can smell menstruation, so maybe
luckily
that's why they were coming after you.
I do appreciate that. That could have very well been the case.
Zinger.
Thank you. That was well played by you. And that's the second Anchorman for you. Did you watch that recently?
No, I don't know.
All right. Well, okay, so that kind of wraps up my weekend. It was awesome. I can't express that enough. Relaxing. Didn't get too rowdy at all. Hung out in nature. And again, if you want to make the trek, it's only 8 hours north of Denver.
Yeah.
And
shit, if it's kind of like now, if our listeners want any tips on some of these places, shoot us a fucking email or something.
That is true. Shoot us a message on Instagram, Twitter, any of those locations. Also be following on those accounts at NoVacancyCO, at stoned_appetit, for, seeing where Chris is eating, the nicest foods in the nicest cities, or the debauchery that we get into on a regular basis. Not to mention ticket giveaways for Live Nation venues all around Colorado, from the Summit Theater this week for Flusteramus, or, whether it be Khalid this week at the Pepsi Center, or hey, Chaco, you want to talk in the microphone? That may be dead air, but
a little shy.
Yeah, that's Chaco complaining. But we want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Next week we have a huge episode. Slow Foods USA is in town next week. We're going to have Chef or Death host join us on the podcast. We're going to hit up Hearth and Dram. We're going to talk slow foods. We're going to talk all things Denver Eats. But we hope everyone has a great week. Hope everyone had a great 4th of July and got back safely. Chris, you want to say anything else?
Eat good food, and shout outs to all those people in NYC that took care of me.
There you go. Those restaurants, Chef Daniel Hume, Chef Rich Lee, Kevin Lynn, the Wicked Nice Media Group.
Wicked Good.
Fucking Northeasterners. Thanks to all of them. And then thanks to our sponsors. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to do this without Live Nation and without Live Well and Weed. So until next week, we'll talk to y'all later. Hope everyone had a great 4th. Bye.
Holla.